come check in here in like 10 minutes to make sure the cameras ain't shut off. You know how they do. Okay. We got Benzino in a motherfucking wine cellar.
I appreciate you having me.
Hold on for a second. Shaq. Damn. I forgot to get you some water. Hold on for a second. Hey, we need water. He doesn't have it. Okay. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm excited to have you. We've been trying to contact you for years.
Well, that's we spoke. That's not my Instagram. Somebody is impersonating me for a while now. For about a couple of years, they've been trying to impersonate.
Because I was like, why is Benzino like saying he gonna come and he don't come through? And I was hitting up that Instagram page that you say is not yours.
Yes, I am Benzino was not mine.
Thanks, Slim. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I am Benzino is not you.
100% not me. They actually tried to get my DM and told me I could buy it from them for $4,000.
$4,000.
I said, sure. Can we meet? They was like, no, you have to send it. I was like, you can meet me.
No, you ain't finna get that Instagram, even if you gave the $4,000.
No. I want to meet him. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't have wanted you to do that.
Yeah, I would have had to meet him.
Same time, you first. Let's go. But no, I'm glad you didn't do that. Man, we got the source himself in the fucking building.
I'm a fan.
No, I'm a fan of you. People be trying to shit on your legacy.
I don't know why. It's crazy.
I was thinking about you the other day when I saw the BET Awards, okay, and how much of a shit show it was, right? And then everybody was like, "Oh my God, like this is beneath us. This is what this is not black excellence and everything." And all I could think about was the Source Awards.
Yeah. So how? See, the Source Awards was really the blueprint for all these award shows.
Yes.
I mean, at the end of the day, hip hop is a culture of aggressive, entertainment. Just to try to put it mildly. And the Source. I mean, the only award show back in the day was the Grammys, and they really wasn't giving hip hop its just due, probably because they were scared to have that type of, people in the award show. They didn't know how to deal with guys from the streets. So I think more or less people don't realize, putting on the Source Awards, we did like 7 of them, and we really only profited in the last one. It took us a while just to keep building up to get a profit, but we believed in it, and we really wanted to showcase artists, especially from the street, who get no love on the major platforms, and it just kept getting better and better and better. And we had our little moments, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's our culture and it's who we are. We're not, sipping tea and and that's not to say that we don't know how to act, but hip hop, like I said, has a real aggressive tone to it. And if you don't know how to communicate with your people, or in their words, us, then you're gonna have a hard time. They didn't know how to handle it. As far as like the Grammys and really giving artists their just due, they was just too scared and too leery that somebody would come in and mess things up. They don't give our culture its just due still. So we.
But coming from someone who's who ran such a big award show, I mean yours. I mean people still roll those clips on.
It was amazing. It was pretty. I mean, what we did though? What was dope is we actually made it to where is that, well, however you want to spend on your set, spend it. If you want to spend $1 million on your set, we would allow you to do whatever you wanted to do.
Did y'all pay for that, or the artist did?
No, the artist would pay for it.
Oh.
Or the label.
Oh, okay.
There was times where the label wouldn't pay and the artist would just be like, nah, I'm gonna,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the whole Death Row situation, Suge paid for all of them, that whole jail setup when they all walked out the cell.
Yeah.
Each one of them, he paid for that, out of pocket. So, the Dipset, I'm not sure who paid for that one, but we put a whole, did you see that when Ice Spice came out, it looked like a bodega?
Yeah.
Well, we had been did that with Dipset. You know what I'm saying? We had a bodega, and it was, what I'm saying? So that set cost a lot. So, when you look at the award shows now, you could clearly see where they, got the influence from. And it's, I don't worry about us not having it no more, because I know the legacy is set in stone in my mind. Whatever anybody else thinks, I can't control that.
How did the FCC take your show, though?
It wasn't necessarily the FCC.
Was it complaints from
No.
viewers?
You know what happened was the very last, we had got it. At first we started out and we got in syndication. with Tribune. I don't know if you were Tribune. And
Yeah, I was a little girl then. Damn.
it would come on
Yeah.
late night on various stations, because that's what syndication is. They go out and they buy the time. Then we got on UPN 33 for 2 years, okay, 97 and 98. And then we ended up doing a deal with BET. Now, we did a 2-year deal with Stephen Hill. And, you know, that was the first one we did, which was the last one. We made over $1 million. Now, after that, Stephen and them ripped up the contract, and then the very next year they did the BET Hip Hop Awards. And they just, you know, basically took our whole blueprint. And Dave wanted to sue BET, I remember, and it looked like we had a real lawsuit, but I told him not to. And the reason was because I always figured like I would need BET. And in retrospect, because of Coy now, I kind of made the right decision, because I'm sure if we sued them, they probably would have took it out on her. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
You know, but, you know, a lot of things happened back, and, you know, I don't have any regrets or nothing. I mean, things happened the way they did, but that was a decision I made not to sue them. But we had a 2-year contract, and they just basically just said, F the contract, we're doing our own thing. And the very next year, they put it in Atlanta, and it was the BET Awards.
And it was your blueprint. So
Oh, the whole thing, yeah.
I mean, did it just kill your business? Did it just kill your
No.
concept?
See, you gotta understand, like, the reason why we had a sellout percentage. Once we sold the percentage to do Black Enterprise with Earl Graves. So
I remember them, yeah.
So Earl Graves' sons and them Ivy League guys, they really wanted the Source magazine. So, you know, me and my partner Dave, you know, Dave, Harvard graduate, Jewish guy, we had a relationship where I'm the street guy, I handle business, and I'm hip hop because I produce, I rap, and Dave is Harvard administrative, you know what I'm saying? So that was our relationship for 18 years, and we managed to do a lot of amazing things. Had real highs and we had real lows, but
Where's Dave now?
me and Dave ain't spoken like 8 years.
Damn.
7, 8 years, yeah. You know, things happen. I mean, we was together every day of our lives for 18 years, you know, like, you know, when I got indicted by the feds and everything, you know what I'm saying, you know, when I was at the Source, and they had wired up our accountant, you know what I'm saying, wore a wire that we was paying a yearly salary to get me locked up. I was looking at, like, the RICO at first. They was investigating me because we're making so much money that the feds just thought that I was funneling it through a drug enterprise.
I was gonna say that it sounds
It's crazy, right?
It sounds like that's where they were going with it. They hate to see niggas with money.
They just didn't understand, though. They're like, they didn't know it was the first time. I mean, here we are, and like, I had a record in Boston and a reputation already with the police and the feds, and my father was with the mob, and so they just knew, like, there had to be some criminal stuff going on. They couldn't fathom that we was making a couple of $1 million a month just in advertisement at our peak. I mean, we was doing $25,000 a page with like 80 pages of ads.
No, the Source was that magazine.
We was filthy rich at one time. But
and yours was more. I remember, you know, coming up and looking at all the magazines, you know, the teen magazines and stuff like that. But Source, it just had an elegant, modernized, like, look. It was always cutting edge, you know,
to the
especially in hip hop. You know,
to the credit of everybody who worked there, it was a lot of people that contributed to the success of the magazine. Of course, Dave Mays founded it with 3 other of his college buddies. They all went to Ivy League schools, and then, you know, me and Dave forged a friendship as soon as it was a 1-page newsletter. And then in '94, I became a 50-50 partner when he bought out the other guys, and then the rest was history. We just blew it up. We did amazing things. Dave and Steve Stout,
okay,
who owns United Masters, came up with the whole idea that they wanted to do Source.com. Now, this was in the 90s, like the late 90s, when all this was just happening. You know, computers were like this big. Like,
let me get this wine glass out of the way. Let me say you ain't drinking.
Yeah.
Zeno said it makes him. What did you say?
It makes me emotional.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've been, you know, I gotta
And
try.
most men won't even admit that, you know.
Yeah,
Certain things make them emotional.
Yeah, I try to keep my emotions intact.
I like that vulnerability. We need to see more of that, especially amongst our black men, you know.
I mean, that people look at that as a weakness, but I see it as a strength. And I think if more men can show their vulnerabilities, they'll see that it really makes you stronger in a lot of areas. But anyways, Black Enterprise came in, and Dave took out a loan to start Source.com.
Okay.
$12 million at like a 25% interest rate, and we was having to pay the bank like $700,000 every few months.
What?
You know what I'm saying? And it failed. It crashed. In retrospect, him and Steve, they had the right idea because look how it blew up. But all the early .com companies crashed at the beginning. I mean, everything did.
Only for it to come back and then work.
And then when it came, that was because nobody knew that we was gonna have these. All we had was these big boxes, and not even everybody had one of them.
Desktop, yeah.
Nobody knew it was gonna come to this. Now they had the vision and they seen it, but
you should have sat on it and just.
We ended up owning the bank $30 million. So we had to sell a piece of our percentage. It was just me and him 100% to Black Enterprise. Now these guys used to come to the office, and they're different. They college guys, black guys, Earl Grey's son, and they're real. They're not, I never cared for them. So like when they come around, I wouldn't be around. I would, I'd be like, all right, I didn't have an office at the Source the whole time anyways. I wasn't an office guy. But come up there, they'd have sandals with open toes and shit. I just wasn't on the whole vibe. In New York.
These Ivy League guys.
In New York, like shorts with sandals with no socks on. Like, get the fuck out of here with that. Like,
Blue Jasmine.
Blue Jasmine.
Just regular blue. BLUE.
BLU, no E.
Okay. I talk to a lot of baby mamas, the rappers, and, athletes and stuff like that. Very rarely do I have, a woman on here that just you're in the spaces where the rappers are and the athletes and stuff, but you aren't really trying to like be a baby mama or anything. So I do hear that you've had quite your experiences with certain celebrity men.
Yes, I've dated a football player, Le'Veon Bell. I've just encountered these type of men that wanted basically to fuck me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some offered me money, or
is it true Future offered you money?
Yeah.
How much did he offer you?
$5,000.
Okay.
Drake had, not directly, but through someone who books girls for him, I guess came across my page. She then had hit me up and said that Drake wants to get me flown out. One time, I was in the same space as French Montana, and he whipped his dick out on me. YNF Lucci?
Yeah.
He's in jail, right? Is that
he locked up.
Oh yeah, him. He offered me $3,000 one time.
Was this when he was with Reggie Day?
Yes, it was. Basically, we were all hanging out in a hotel, like a penthouse or whatever.
I knew there was something. Just that alone says they're up to something.
Yeah.
And they ended up, it was a board where there was 3 of those was on the board, and it was just me and Dave, and then they voted us out and took the magazine. Hit Dave hard. I mean, it hit Dave hard. And we've been through a lot, the investigations and all kinds of lawsuits and all kinds of stuff, and then shootouts. And I mean, we've been through a lot because, you see, I brought my life to Dave, which was from the streets and all that shit that came with that. And then, Dave wasn't ready for that. But those years, Dave really adapted to the culture as far as Dave was blacker than most black people. He was white, but he just, and then he started taking on to see how black people were getting jerked. And you could just see kind of Dave, that white guy who was in the black culture, who really, sincerely accepted that black people were just as good as white people. We're all equal. So, what I'm saying? We ended up losing the magazine. And, we right before that, Bob Johnson offered to buy it for $55 million, flew me and Dave out there, and we turned him down. Yeah, because we owed the bank 30. And I figured 55, 30, there's 25, taxes take half, there's 12, 13.
But y'all
pay all
$10
the
million.
We would have split $4 or $5 million, and see, Bob wanted us to just leave, just go.
Yeah.
And to me, that was the mistake of Black Enterprise, because Black Enterprise, they ended up having to pay that bank debt, okay, all right? And then a year later.
I was going to say that transferred over.
A year later, they didn't know how to run it. They didn't know how to run it. They didn't know nothing about hip hop. They just seen all this money being there, but they didn't know that me and Dave had a very unorthodox way of doing business, and the world just never knew how we did it. And we did it good. And people are looking at it, they just see all the money's make, advertising, money. But then when they get it, you know nothing about hip hop. They lost a lot. Now they took a big washing because they sold it for like a couple of million. Just to, you know what I'm saying? I know the Pops was mad. I don't even know if he's still living, but I know, the one with the Elvis.
Yeah.
And he was he was really big in publishing. So I know he was pissed off.
That's what you get for stealing and not asking.
Thank you.
Had they would have asked you and you would have gave them the rundown, I'm sure they would have reconsidered.
Had they would have kept us on. Let's go. Like, okay, we need the money to save it now. Just trust us. And that we're going to do the right thing. And same thing with Bob. We wanted 80. If we would have got 80, we would have walked away. But other than that, we turned him down. So we turned down $55 million from Bob Johnson.
Damn.
Crazy.
I know you. Bob.
Listen.
Man, and this was when he was in still Washington with the office of BET. He was moving out of there. We went in his office. He was packing stuff up. Like, he just sold it for what, $3 billion or something.
Now, did you ever try to create another?
Hip Hop Weekly.
Oh, I forgot all about that shit. How dare?
That was my idea.
Okay, that one did really well.
Did I? Paid the bills. Came to Miami with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Paid the bills a little bit, but it just wasn't the source. And then trying to it was Hip Hop Weekly, but trying to do a weekly magazine is almost impossible.
That's a lot of work.
We did it in 2 weeks, and we did it with virtual, meaning our journalists were in different cities. We're down here with our art director, War, and we're just putting it out because people don't understand, when it comes to magazine, especially a deadline, you have to make the trucks. So it's a deadline. If you don't make the trucks, the printer, the
newspaper.
Man, it's a trip. And we would be up sometimes before the deadline 3 days straight trying to get this magazine out. We put a lot of work in Hip Hop Weekly, and it was cool. We had a small staff, and everybody got paid. Never had no problems paying them. But after a while, it just was too much work. We needed an infusion of big money. And after that time, it was like, people were always leery of me. Mm-hmm. They didn't know who I was. It was always like, who is he? Is he extorting Dave? Is he this? Is he that? And nobody really understood. And I was making major moves. Like the Source Awards had a lot to do with my idea. Source Hip Hop Hits were compilations that I did. The first compilation albums, we sold over 5 million with Def Jam. We had J.C. Penney clothing with different Source logos. We had I was Source Hip Hop Behind Bars cover. I was instrumental. Like, I was a street guy when I got into it. Didn't know too much about anything as far as business with magazines and publishing, promoting. But as I went on, I learned a lot, and I made a lot of decisions that Dave got credit for, and I didn't mind.
They always credit,
But I didn't mind that because
they always credit the white boy.
Yeah,
yeah.
And I knew that, and I felt that was dope. Okay, let him get all the credit, and he's Jewish, and Jews mess with Jews, and everything will be fine. I'll be the Pigpen and Charlie Brown. Mm-hmm. I'll be Pigpen in the back, no problem. I was getting big money, and you know what I'm saying, and I didn't manage it. I tried to just buy everybody in their mother houses and cars and take care of everybody. And I'm staying at the Beverly Hills Hotel for like a year in the bungalows that cost $2,000 a month, $2,500 a month. Like, I was out of control with it. Like, I probably ran through a good $20 million in about 4 years or something. Like,
damn, Zeno.
Yeah. But I was a hustler. I sold drugs my whole life. Barely graduated. Got kicked out of schools. I only did it for God rest my mother, just to make my mother happy. I remember the principal ended up giving me 10 points just to, get me out of there. But I wasn't stupid. I was smart. I just was a hustler. My dad put me out, got me out in the streets and hustled at an early age while he was locked up. So, you know what I'm saying? I was really exposed to a lot at a young age. And I had a good run, When we lost the Source, it was a humbling experience, but I didn't feel it the way Dave did. Like I could go back to the streets. So Dave's mother and father's like, he went to Harvard. And it was, what I'm saying? I felt bad for Dave more than I did for me, because my mentality is, shit, I go hustle up more money.
You're going to survive anyway.
But
but he on paper. You see what I'm saying?
And he just, he put so much work into it. Man, I was worried about him at one time, because I hope he don't, Because when white people lose money, they be ready to end it. You know what I'm saying? They be ready to.
And it's like, we can go get more.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Hello.
Saying,
Bankruptcy, we start this bitch over. Let's go.
Listen, man, when dudes told me about bankruptcy, I never did it, but I'd be like, come on, let's go. I can wipe all this out with just let's sign me up.
Liquidate everything and then
take it
get
all.
that straight.
Do it over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
7 years back credit. I ain't got credit anyways.
It's not 7 years anymore. Like I just hit a bankruptcy. I was at an 800. My credit score dropped to a 649. It's back up to a 680.
I just got my credit score over 700 for the first time in my life. I never had credit in my life, and that was because with the help of my girl Ashley. I love you for that, baby. And then a friend of mine's Michelle I didn't know nothing about trade lines and all this stuff.
Yeah, all that shit.
So I did everything.
White people been doing that shit for years.
That's real shit. And it looks like because they've dropped the years of bankruptcies to help they do stuff to help white people, not us. If we know the game, then we can benefit from it. And that's what people are doing now, and that's what I'm doing. Like, I never, ever had credit. I did everything with cash.
Yeah.
Everything.
Everything, yeah. But not anymore.
I'm getting better. I'm not all the way there yet. I'm still,
No, let me ask you something. I mean, with all that fucking knowledge you got, it's just in you. How does it make you feel seeing what you do in digital form now, like the Shade Room or the Neighborhood Talks?
Yeah.
I'm more video based, like
right.
I'm, talk show based, but these are publications like
right.
The Source. Right. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, how does that, you ever thought about taking it digital like that?
Well, I mean, first the Source is owned by somebody else, but.
No, I'm not.
But I mean,
yeah.
Dave's seen it. They seen it way before it happened. And at that point, what I explained to Dave, Dave and them was like, look, we could take The Source, and what we're doing in The Source advertisement-wise, we could do it the magazine. What I explained to Dave was one has to pull from the other. Two can't do the same things. You can't have the same content online with the same content in the magazine. They're the same thing.
They're going to compete.
One has to drive the other.
Right.
And that's why when you see like the BETs and networks, they use their websites and their online thing to promote the shows and drive that. It's hard now. You can do both because advertising is on magazines are almost wiped out.
Right.
But as far as networks, advertise on networks and advertise because now basically everything, what they said, what Steve and Dave said actually took place. I give them their props, not the props for The Source because they made a wrong call and it wasn't my call. And I don't blame anybody. It's shit. Dave's my partner. He fucks up, I fuck up. We support each other. But that particular one, I had nothing to do with.
So what if The Source came back today and said, hey, we want you back on to bring that originality back? Would you take it?
If it was me and Dave, I wouldn't do it by myself. And, at the end of the day, Londell McMillan, who owns it now, he has a different vision. Like, again, my thing is, if you can get the people who knows how to run it, then why not go ahead and get the people who know how to run it and just... why not put your ego aside? Because Tasha, one thing I've learned is to put my ego aside now. Swallow crow. What's that?
I know.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you're saying.
I had to learn that because it's not like I had this great, like I was this egotistical dude. I was a dude who knew what he wanted. I'm a leader. I'm a person that processes quick. I process things quick. Crisis management, I process things quick. So sometimes, I might be frustrated with somebody, but they just aren't processing it quick as me, and I have to gotta realize that. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? Like if Londell wanted to come and the money was right and Dave was with it, I'd do it in a heartbeat because I know we can get it back digitally too to where it is because everything's content based and it's about speaking to the culture. And I speak to the culture well. I always say, even at 58, I speak to the culture good, man.
Well, when we think of The Source, we don't think of The Source in today's branding.
Right.
Today is very watered down. It's not hitting. It's not that grunge, that street feel.
Yes.
So when we think of The Source, everybody understands the Source Awards, the shit that went down in magazines, how clean and crisp they were. Right. You had all the video models that was going. You know what I'm saying? Everything anybody that was coming up. Or that you had that and they lost that, but they could reconnect that. But I think because The Source doesn't have you or Dave behind it, people are not willing to to take it serious.
I mean, I hope Londell's watching this. And
and branding is real.
I was the chief. You know, I never believed in titles, but I found my title at the source was Chief Branding Officer.
Mm-hmm. If we're still imagining the source as it was in the 90s, that's how strong the fucking branding was.
It was huge. Everybody had to come through.
So when you look at it now, it's like, what the fuck is this? And you know, that's no shade there. I know they're trying to figure out how it's going to stick. But if you don't come in quick, that's why the neighborhood talk. That's why the shade room. That's why, all these other sites are really winning because they're in with what's now.
And see, that's where it was with Hip Hop Weekly. I figure that there's no people's attention spans are like this now.
Yeah.
So the long reading, remember we in the source.
Nobody reading no more.
Yeah. So now I broke all the articles down. I kept like column wise and how it looked aesthetically, and put it in Hip Hop Weekly. I used to love the Inquirer and Us Weekly, so I kind of just fused Us Weekly with the source, cut down a lot of the stories, small reading, but just cover up on everything that's going on. And just like, I don't know if you know, but we did the Source All Access TV show with Lisa Ray was the host, Tresh was the host.
I think I remember that.
Yes, and he used to come on late night, also was in syndication.
Yes.
And we would, once a week, and we would, whatever was the hot topics of the week, it would be like extra.
Yeah.
But so we did that, and it worked, and it made money. It was profitable. Yeah. I remember we was renting out the NBC studio for like thousands of dollars. Now you can just get, you see what I'm saying? It cost a lot of money to produce that. But if we had that now, we could do it way more cheaper. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everything's still up here. It's just that,
Listen, and everything that I do, I still look at the Donna Hughes, the Ricky Lakes, the Oprah.
Right. And you're dope.
Thank you.
You get it.
Thank you.
No, there's a way. No. You're so natural at it. Your cuts and everything. I mean, honestly, I was blessed to know when I watch something, it's just so easy to see, like, okay, she got it. You know what I'm saying? Like you got it, And, to me, that lane is wide open because, Wendy's gone.
Yeah. Blue Jasmine.
Blue Jasmine.
Just regular blue. BLUE.
BLU, no E.
Okay. I talk to a lot of baby mamas, the rappers, and, athletes and stuff like that. Very rarely do I have, a woman on here that just, you're in the spaces where the rappers are and, the athletes and stuff, but you aren't really trying to be a baby mama or anything. So I do hear that you've had quite your experiences with certain celebrity men.
Yes. I've dated a football player, Le'Veon Bell. Mm-hmm. I've just encountered these type of men that wanted basically to fuck me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some offered me money or.
Is it true Future offered you money?
Yeah.
How much did he offer you?
$5,000.
Okay.
Drake had, not directly, but through someone who books girls for him, came across my page. She then had hit me up and said that Drake wants to get me flown out. One time, I was in the same space as French Montana, and he whipped his dick out on me. YNF Lucci?
Yeah.
He's in jail, right? Is that
he locked up.
Oh, yeah, him. He offered me $3,000 one time.
Was this when he was with Reggie Day?
Yes, it was. Basically, we were all hanging out in a hotel, a penthouse or whatever.
So I see you're gonna be on a major. It's only a matter of time.
They've come knocking, and I'm just it's just
coming.
not. If they're not gonna let me have control, they're not gonna.
They have to.
Me down.
They have
because
to.
You're not. I remember one of them came and they was like, "We're gonna name your show. we're gonna keep the Tasha, but it's gonna be like the Mouth of the South or the grungiest gossip." I was like, "No." I'll never forget. I had all these production companies in bid, but I wanted one person. I just want one person because she will get me, and she runs from me, and I don't know why. And I've made her so much fucking money, and you know exactly who I'm talking about. Think about it. It's only one bitch that will get me and produce my show the way it needs to be fucking produced. And
Mona Scott?
Yes. You know what she told them when they came in my office? Tasha K's fucking up my ratings. I said, now Mona, now you from the streets. I am driving that fucking show.
Have you talked to her?
No, listen, I haven't talked to her personally, but agents of mine have. And they send me the emails, and literally she'll type in the email, she ruins my show. How? You just had the Escape show. I had the Rocky Bivens. Listen, it's like we're playing both sides.
Right, I feel you.
She's the only one that's a black woman that gets letting a black woman be them without going way overboard.
I didn't look at it
and
like
keeping it real. And I'm like, and I want it black owned. Right. I don't want nobody else. And I'm like, she'll come around eventually.
You know what? You know what? She's about to start, because since MTV just grabbed Love and Hip Hop. I mean, I think. Mona, because I think Mona made so much money, and then, once she sold it, she sat back. But I think it looks like she's licking her chops to get back in it. And I don't see why not. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, like, there's really no, I'm sure people give you flack because you're reporting on people's stuff and everything, but there's a way to do it that's still fly and dope, and that's how you do it. There's a way of, you still got to be intelligent, the way you talk, everything. You killing it, like across the board, because I haven't seen nobody else do it like that. Like, you was in comedy, like you started in comedy?
Okay, so here's the thing. I've always wanted to do comedy, but I was too scared to. And I've always loved gossiping. And I've always loved drinking wine. So it kind of just came in stages.
And it's all off the top of the head?
All off the top of the head.
Yeah, so you got a gift. It's
all improv. So I'm just like, shit, it ain't got to be live.
You got a gift.
You can pre-record my whole motherfucking show, chop it up, make it syndication worthy, and let it go. But just let me be me. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want. But I want it to be black owned, because I know a black woman will get another black woman and they won't water me down.
Mona had to deal with the whites.
I know.
So ultimately,
she know how to talk to him.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you do too.
I know how to talk to him too, but I want to work. You see what I'm saying?
And you don't want to have to deal with that.
I don't want to have to deal with that shit. I just want to work.
Well, Mona, wherever you at, I hope you're watching this.
Look, she'll follow me, then she'll unfollow me. Then she'll follow me.
See, me and Mona.
Then she'll unfollow. I'm like, Mona, what the fuck are you doing?
See, I'm going to give you a little bit exclusive about what happened that I've never even said. So, at the reunion, the craziness after that, and this is probably why me and Mona got to a bad situation. And I've apologized to her. Stevie got us on FaceTime, and I apologized to Mona. Listen, I'm sorry. Because at the end of the day, Love and Hip Hop was an amazing opportunity for me. And I liked doing it. And I liked doing it. I was good on it. To this day, people love me. And I was only on like a season and a half.
I don't know what the fuck she got now, but bringing the OG, like y'all was OGs.
But
she bringing influencers on the show now.
The only reason things happened was because, when all that happened, me and Althea was gone. Like, I didn't know where Althea was. Jocelyn had ran up on, attacked, and there was so many bodyguards there, and all them niggas is 300 pounds. It's like, damn, y'all get the Miami Dolphins to come do security? Like,
damn.
You know what I'm saying? And so I can't find Althea. I'm running around going crazy now. Like, where the fuck is Althea at? Right. I run to the back of the stage thing, and they're chasing me, and everyone's going crazy, and Jocelyn's running around punching everybody. I get to a room, and I open the room, and it was all the production team with all kind of TVs. And I took one of the TVs, I think, and threw it, and I was like, nobody's leaving the room. If y'all don't get me out there, I'll kill everybody in here. And Mona was in the room. And, Tasha, I was emotional at that period, at that time. And I really thought that something was going to happen to her, like she was going to get hurt, because Jocelyn had already, kind of ran up and threw punches and stuff, and it was just crazy. And, like, I didn't know where she was at. Now, this, at the time, this is the woman that I'm engaged to. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I didn't know none of this was going to happen. That wasn't planned. I didn't be on Love and Hip Hop for none of that. I didn't go on TV to fight. Yeah. Because I don't do that. Like, no. And that's, I guess they could use that as the excuse for kicking us off, I guess. But I wasn't going to kill anybody. And I wasn't in my right state of mind when that happened. And you know what I'm saying? So that happened, and then next thing you know, we get fired. There probably was other reasons or whatever, but I was upset about that. Because I felt like I gave everything on that season. I got shot. My mom got killed. I ended up getting. I got Love and Hip Hop cameras in the hospital, because in Boston, I got connections. Like, right. You know what I'm saying? And like, I was hurt. Mona came over my crib a few times with her family. I made amazing dinners for her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was proud, man, to be on Love and Hip Hop, because I was getting Like that next season was going to be a great season for me, money wise, and because I had killed season 3. Like season 3 was like my season.
No, that was
You know what I'm
back when
saying? Like,
Love and Hip Hop was good.
Man, it was
And
dope.
you knew
man.
that shit was real.
So I was,
All up until Mimi started forming fake sex tapes and shit like that.
That wasn't a fake sex tape.
I mean,
that was a real sex tape.
It was a sex tape.
Did you see it?
But it wasn't like she staged it.
Did you see the sex tape?
I saw the sex tape.
What did you think about the sex tape? As far as a 1 to 10, as far as porn goes.
I'm more of an intimate porn.
Right. So give me 1 to 10.
4.
Yeah, I gave it a 5.
You did? A 4. I like emotional sex. I don't like that over the top like.
Yeah, I like over the
hold
top.
the shower curtain, the shower rod. I was just like.
The shower rod was cute. It wasn't bad. I've never seen that.
But she tried to make it seem like they did it themselves, and I'm like, no, somebody was in that room. You can't hold a shower rod. That was a production. You see what I'm saying?
I mean,
like that wasn't. It wasn't like a home video.
Well, she would have had. I mean, I was surprised at that, but I wasn't mad at it because, look, everybody has sex, and if someone's gonna pay $50,000 to shit, give me it. I don't.
Yeah. So you would do a sex tape right now?
I have OnlyFans.
Oh, I didn't know you had OnlyFans. See, I don't be following you like that now.
I have
I'm a married woman.
No.
I'm an honest woman, conservative woman. Yeah. But go ahead.
No. It was a struggle these last so I opened it like 3 years ago, and I made about the first three months I made about 30,000.
Now, are you having sex with people?
No.
Okay.
No, it's just pictures of me naked.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
What Ashley think about that?
I opened it right before I got with Ashley.
Okay. She made you shut that shit down?
No. She's very dope, yo. She's very open-minded and dope. Like our sexual energy and our sexual how do you say it? Characteristics, our theory of sex, it matches.
Okay.
She's open, and she's not jealous. She's not insecure. She was on a show, on an Oprah show, one of them shows, and she was with her guy, and then she leaves the guy, and she got with her girl. She was in a relationship with a girl. So, but that's what's dope about it. She doesn't really give me a hard time for that, and I'm not having sex with women on there anyways.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So,
okay. But y'all don't make content together.
No. You know what? It's funny because I had talked about it one time, that she was like, hell no. She don't have one, and she's bad.
Yeah.
She don't got one, and I love her for that. But listen, we all have sex, naked. We all have a body, being naked, and if somebody wants to pay me, altogether I cleared over probably 50 racks on that in 3 years, and I haven't posted in probably over maybe a year. I haven't even, but I still got it, and I still get it about.
And you still got membership.
$1,500 a month, yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what would be perfect? You and Sukiyana.
No.
Yeah.
See,
you know why? Because your picture was epic when you went viral, and the girl, I don't know what she got mad at you about, but she was standing in the kitchen, and you looked like you was eating her ass.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't think of that.
Sukiyana should have hired you to brand that shit. See, but she mad at me.
I remember that.
She mad at me.
What?
Because
no, I mean I know
she
kind
don't
of
know
why,
how to separate her brand from her being Destiny.
Man, she got to just leave all that alone. I mean, you've already went in head first.
Yeah.
You are who you are, and don't get upset.
That's it. Don't get upset.
Now, I didn't agree with homie getting all aggressive and trying to kiss her and all that. I didn't agree with that. He was wilding. But she has to know that that's what we see you as at this point, and just tell
her, cause you old school. Tell her, Zeno.
I'm saying, it's funny because Eat My Ass, like my girl turned me onto that song.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? The song kind of, the beat dope, and she doing her thing. Sexy Red doing her thing. I mean, there's a whole new type of hip hop, like
it's a whole culture rap.
Whole culture rap.
Yes,
that's the name of it.
Yes, the name.
Whole culture rap.
Whole culture rap. Yeah.
We got to break it down to something like easier, not whole, cause like 2 words, like something, right? Not whole rap. It got to be something else.
Well, I mean, Jermaine Dupri called it stripper rap. But
stripper rap ain't bad.
But they're not strippers, they're hoes. Like Sexy Red's brands, like she got lip gloss and they're named after different STDs. Like
I don't see that.
See, they post pictures of, I'm catching curable STDs and
yeah. See,
they're taking that
different.
shit.
That's a whole different lane that I don't know about, so I can't speak on it.
Right.
So I don't know nothing about the STD line of, I don't understand.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like there's no boundaries to it now. So it's a new genre that's evolving, and it's called whole culture rap. Now, your daughter don't do that.
Right.
So, I don't fuck with Coy. Ain't nobody can't make no
appreciate
video. I even dragged Lotto for even saying what she said about it. I said, Lotto, now you don't win and bought you a body. Don't be trying to get people to
Wow, that's a good point.
Put in your insecurities
That's
on
a good point.
other bitch.
That's a good
Don't
point.
do that, Lotto.
So if Lotto didn't do her body, what would Lotto's body look like?
Exactly.
Wow.
The white woman that she looked like that birthed her. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You leave that woman alone.
I appreciate that.
No, anytime.
And I'm sure Koi appreciates that too.
Yeah.
And you know, Cece, like, her mom was slim, you know what I'm saying? But my mother was slim, you know what I'm saying? So she probably gets that from them. You know, Koi
finna get that modeling bag.
Yeah,
Let me tell you something.
I was gonna say, I see some amazing pictures of her.
That modeling bag is coming.
Yeah. I take amazing pictures.
Her album did. I hear nothing but great reviews of the album. I haven't listened to it, but as far as great reviews, they're saying you could play the whole thing.
She's doing her thing.
People are sleeping on her because they're saying, oh, she don't look like how all these other girls look.
Right.
That's what's making her sell, because she's going to appeal to other audiences that don't like them BBLs, that don't like, bitches talking about sucking
I don't
dick all
mind
day.
BBLs.
I get that.
And I don't mind getting my dick sucked either, you know what I'm saying?
But I'm saying, let's be honest, you a bit blue jasmine.
Blue jasmine.
Just regular blue, BLUE.
BLU, no E.
Okay, I talk to a lot of baby mamas, the rappers, and athletes and stuff like that. Very rarely do I have a woman on here that just you're in the spaces where the rappers are and the athletes and stuff, but you aren't really trying to like be a baby mama or anything. So I do hear that you've had quite your experiences with certain celebrity men.
Yes. I've dated a football player, Le'Veon Bell. I've just encountered these type of men that wanted basically to fuck me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some offered me money or.
Is it true Future offered you money?
Yeah.
How much did he offer you?
$5,000.
Okay.
Drake had, not directly, but through someone who books girls for him, came across my page. She then had hit me up and said that Drake wants to get me flown out. One time, I was in the same space as French Montana, and he whipped his dick out on me. YNF Lucci?
Yeah.
He's in jail, right? Is that
he locked up.
Oh yeah, him. He offered me $3,000 one time.
Was this when he was with Reggie Day?
Yes, it was. Basically, we were all hanging out in a hotel, a penthouse or whatever.
This is man now. You ran the source, right? If we're talking about taking somebody internationally, Koi has a universal sound. She has a very model-like look. Okay, she's very slim.
I love it.
You can float her anywhere.
I love it.
She's not specific to just the urban.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They can take her and put her with the Asian group and let her do.
That's
you
a
see
great
what I'm saying?
point. That's a great point.
So what I'm saying is she has a universal look.
Right.
When you start getting your body done and start looking like these IG models,
I understand.
you box
That's
yourself.
a great point. That's a great point. See, that's why I'm telling you, people think you can just come on and do it, but you're really intelligent when it comes to stuff and when it comes to you could have been working at a label, really, with artists and artist development, because you get it, you understand, and I'm sure as she's getting older, she's finding her niche. I think she's knowing that more and more. Now she's still got her videos twerking and stuff on,
That's
what I'm saying? That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not overly sexual though, because she's slim. Right. It's like watching Victoria Beckham fucking twerk or Naomi Campbell. She's still gonna be seen like a model. You know what I'm saying? And she's serious about her pictures. What people don't really know, Koi works hard, man. She really, she wants this. She in the studio every day?
Every day, taking pictures every day. She's doing something every day, and it's tiresome. People don't realize how much work this is. Photo shoots, you think photo shoots are fun? Photo shoots are, oh my God. Photo shoots are hard, man.
They are, trust me. I'm getting into that now because they're trying to commercialize me more, because advertisers
see, right, how
it is so hard, and I'm doing it to where we ain't photoshopping me.
Right.
You're not flattening my stomach.
Right.
You're not built. Because you can do all that now. Right. So I'm like, if you don't get the angle, put it up as it is.
And you got to do a lot of poses and everything to get it just right.
Just right. But I said my pictures are not going to be photoshopped at all.
That's dope.
Everything is natural.
That's dope.
But when it comes to Koi, I wanted you to clear up something, because we talked about something when you first came in. You said that page, I Am Benzino. was saying a lot of things that people thought was you
Crazy.
about your daughter. Even your daughter thought.
Crazy.
Even Coy thought that was you behind that page.
I know.
And so when we see you, it looks like you going back and forth. They're like, how could a dad?
I went on there immediately and said to Shade Room that it's not my page. And, people still think it's my page. And you know what? I get fed up so much with the internet where I'd be like, let them think then. That's their dumb ass. Now, people have been trying to hit me for, to do business, for money, and they go over there and, they just find me like this one dude was like, man, I finally got to your thing. I've been trying to do business with you, trying to get you out here to Delaware and to Baltimore and, do a show and everything. I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? So this dude's been, and women have been in my DM saying this other guy wanted cash apps from them, saying that he was me. And, I reported him when I had my last Instagram. I put it up there, but after a while, it's like, look, if people think that's me, that's the problem of the internet. If you're so indulged in that, then if that's that world that you want, that's how your life is gonna be. You're gonna be like, so it's gonna be a lot of falsehoods and that you follow and that you deal with that just doesn't work. That this isn't true, and you should be out in the real world and find out, or at least do your research.
But did that really put like a dent in you and Corey's relationship?
Not that particular situation.
Not that? Okay.
No, I mean, it was
other shit, real life shit.
Listen, I probably when I was on Love and Hip Hop with other women, that's probably when Corey was like.
I could see that.
I could see that.
My dad was real promiscuous.
I could see
and
that.
I felt like he put women before me.
Did
she feel like that?
I apologized to his mom, to her mom, because I was, what I'm saying, like back in the day, I was just a wild boy, and I didn't.
Now, were you with her mom?
Yeah, for
while
9 years.
you was
for
on
9 years.
Love and Hip Hop too?
No, we had been broke up.
Okay.
But I still know that Coy, being a young lady watching that, still was hard for her. I know it was, and I never ever considered that. And it's funny because any girl that I was with, because I would have Coy 5 months out the year. After she broke up, she was 9, Coy and my other kids, Ray, Taj, her little brother, we'd all be together. Wherever I'm at, Miami, LA, she's coming. Whatever girl I was with at the time, Coy would always grab the girl, and I give them, hey, Dad, we're going shopping, whatever. When they get shopping, wherever they would go, she did to Carly Red, she did to Althea, she did to this girl when I was down here named Kitty. She would just go out and then just grill them about questions. And I remember they would always come back and be like, man, your daughter's something else. Boy, she was asking me, and I just was like, what I'm saying? She'd always do that with every girl. And I didn't know about it. She would never say nothing.
Yeah.
But, what I'm saying? I understood she was the only girl. She has 2 older brothers. And then she has, with me, 3 other older brothers, 2 other brothers with her mom, that ain't mine, but I took care of them too. Yeah. So she had 5 brothers, she's the only girl. And I know it probably was hard, and I had to think about that. I still don't think that I deserve to be called names on the internet, but she apologized for that, and I know she's sorry, and I apologized to her, whatever it was, and I just want to move forward. Like, it's definitely one of the hardest things I've been through, because I've been through a lot, and this with Coy is hard because I'm now the poster boy for the deadbeat dad, and that shit couldn't be further from the truth. Like I made sure money, time, and everything, as much time as I could spend, but shit, the industry is not too much time. The streets is not too much time, and that's not just for me. That's 75% of the black men in America who got kids.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to talk about it, but I'm getting all the stones for everybody now. And all these little girls who are going through it with their father now, they hate me and they're cheering Coy, like, yeah, Coy, because my dad ain't been around. And it's not like that. And that's kind of what I wanted Coy to know. Like, Coy, there are girls out there whose fathers really ain't in their lives. Really ain't.
Can't call them.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing.
They don't even know who
Nothing.
they are.
So
let's not even count all these sperm bank babies that's being birthed now because of this new modern woman feminism.
How much they give for sperm?
I don't know.
I make beautiful babies.
I think $100, but here's the thing. Benzino, think about it. A baby growing up not knowing who their daddy is.
I'm only playing. It's horrible.
I listen, my dad was in the streets. You see what I'm saying?
My
dad is not a social media nigga. He's in the streets for real.
Everybody's dad was in the streets.
Right. So it's like, to me, It's
know
like,
what I'm saying?
and then you wonder, like, I want to see my dad when I'm in the streets, but to grow up not knowing who your dad
Horrible.
is, and they all have donuts for dads and dad-daughter field
That's
trips.
where the abuse comes in. Abuse comes in from other men because they didn't get that protection from their father. And that's a lot of things with Koi I wanted to understand. It was just the way I was. Like, I wasn't, not that I didn't want to support the music, but how can I support music that's talking about the pee and so,
You're a dad at the end of the day, like, yeah.
and I'm an older dad. I'm an old school dad. I'm not the new school dad. That's, oh man, it ain't nothing. Yeah, girl. No, like, and I just want that to be respected. I come from an older generation that just wasn't with that. Now, of course, I had to check myself again. You know, the last 5 years was the last 5 years. You know, it's like checking myself a lot. And my son, who was older, he can rap about pussy and this and that and everything. And I'm not so upset about that. And I had to be like, so I have to train my mind to really understand, look, listen, it's your daughter, but hey, she wants the same respect and the same treatment as my son. And you know what I'm saying? I had to like, you know what I'm saying? Like, understand that she.
You had to separate the business from your personal relationship with your daughter.
And my old school way of thinking, kind of, you know. You know,
I mean, but Foxy Brown and them was rapping about, you know, they pussies and sucking dick and someone look him and that.
Yeah, but it wasn't my daughter.
Yeah, I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, my dad is like so old school. He's still street. If I ever have a problem, and I try not to call him, but if I do, he'll make one phone call. And the problem that I have is fixed.
I'm the same way.
That's why people be like,
I'm the same.
Tasha, how you walk these streets? It's my dad. It's my dad.
Listen. Koi knows for a fact, and I'm sure everybody, all my street guys around the country, not just Boston, because you know I've gotten down. I'm a frontline nigga. Like, she knows that she gets to travel pretty cool and pretty relaxed because everybody, you know, all OGs from a lot of from Chicago, and it's love. Yeah. Because I've taken care of and I've looked out for a lot of niggas. And then when they're not just for money, but if niggas had problems, I was there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? My little ass was I'm one of them front line niggas. Yeah. Like, I don't take no bullshit. And you know, but I'm not a troublemaker. I'm not a bully. But I don't take nothing because that's all I grew up around. Like, death and destruction.
My dad doesn't like what I do. He's like, this is too much. Women ain't. He's old school. He's from the South. Women are not supposed to talk like this. You cussing. You saying all this. What is this?
He's old school like me.
You see what I'm saying? So I understand that. So I never cuss around my dad. Yeah. I tell him, don't watch my show. Respect. You know what I'm saying?
That's just respect. And you know what? He's old school, and now you're old school with that. Because forget about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not happening. The new generation are cussing in front of their parents, smoking with their parents. You know what I'm saying? Like anything goes. And I get it. And I'm not like, judging nobody. I'm not judging nobody.
Yeah, even my mom, same thing. I had to say excuse me today when I said a cuss word. I said, excuse me, mom, please don't take this offensive. But I was like, she effing did this. And she's like, don't you be cussing around me. I said, I'm so sorry, mom. But you know, it's just a certain respect that I have.
That's already built in.
And I be telling them, don't watch my show, please.
You know, if this generation could really understand that, then, you know, because you know what kills me is when you see young kids in the comment and they're like, parents just don't, and parents. But I'm just like, we're the reason you're here. We got you. Did you think that when you was one to something that you just got through this by yourself? Like, yo, bro. Like, women, especially women, I have a great deal of respect. Women sacrifice their lives for children. They're with them all the time, school, morning, this, that. Like, so now when you get to 15, 16, and you might be on your own, and now all of a sudden, like, yeah, ma, F you, and this and that. Those first years, without her, there is no you. And it hurts me. It hurts me, and I get frustrated and angry at this generation because they just don't realize what we went through just trying to get them to where they're at. And you know, to me, that's selfish. Yeah. You know, that's selfish.
Now, before we get into the love and hip hop aspect of it, because that's where you reached.
Go.
Right? Now, I want to ask you about this, because you have been, you know, even I've thrown jokes, you know what I'm saying, on my show.
Of course.